Peace and blessings, everybody. Y'all stand by. We're going to get started up in just a few seconds. This is Bravador Live. We'll be starting up. And yes, I have a special guest this evening. Just keep it right here. Share, everybody. Please share. Share. Stand by, everybody. Stand by, everybody. Stand by. Stand by. Okay, y'all, let's stand by. We're getting ready to start up in a few seconds. Stand by.
1, 2.
Peace and blessings, fam. Thank y'all for checking out Bravador Live. I so do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. On this Friday, yes, Friday, August 14th, 2026, in the 21st century. Bravador Live's on your book, on your tube, WQ Mix Worldwide Radio, providing the backdrop sounds for Bravador Live. As you all know, you've done this before. But if not, welcome in. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're checking us out on the live or later on, we're so glad to have you here. And I'm so glad right now to have this brother. I've known this brother for many years. And this brother and I, we don't see much of each other like I think we should. And it's probably because, me, I'm not everywhere that I should be sometimes. So without further ado, I'm talking about this brother right here. And y'all know him. Let me clear my throat. My man. DJ Kool in the place to be.
Yes, sir. What up, Mr. L. Bravador? What's happening?
Man, I don't know it, man. It's great to see you. You have been blessed in so many ways over the years, and I'm blessed to know you. And
I appreciate you, man. You always been a good one. Yes, sir.
Well, I want to talk to you, and I want to make sure everybody knows DJ Kool, yes, but do you know the humble beginnings of DJ Kool? Do you know that? Well, you're going to know it tonight. We're definitely going to know it tonight. And Kool, behind me is some of the CDs I got, especially for WQ Mix Worldwide Radio. I'm I was looking for the CD I had of yours, and I haven't been able to put my hands on it. It's a rare CD. This I'm talking about DJ Kool's very first CD, very first album.
Yeah.
With the music ain't loud enough on it, how low can you go? I mean, it's a lot of songs on that CD, man. A lot of songs, and every last one of them is good.
Thank you.
I mean, I remember when it came out years ago. Of course, may he continue to rest in peace, Deke DeBerry, who was the owner of Creative Funk. We got it fresh, and I got it from him for WKIE, but I didn't realize really how many songs were on the album until I got the CD. Now, did it have the exact same amount of songs on the album as the CD?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering because I couldn't remember it. I just couldn't remember, and whatnot. But with all that said, tell us how it began for DJ Kool. How did it begin?
I have a music background and a sport background.
Okay.
And after a while, those two backgrounds just kind of blended together, and that's kind of how we got the name of for DJ Kool, because of what happened one time at a basketball game that I was playing in. Shout out to some cats that I played with back in the day. I played in the CYO League. For a lot of people that don't know, that's the Catholic Youth Organization League, right? They had a lot of Catholic schools, Catholic middle schools that were a part of that particular league. Shout out to Buzzo and Jody. If y'all still alive. That was a long time ago. We was teenagers, man. Make a long story short, my game has always been very, very flashy. So I can't just, I played the one and the two, point guard, shooting guard, but primarily point guard. And I'm the kind of guy I was the kind of guy back then, I couldn't just come straight down the court. I had to come down, go through my legs, behind my back, spin around, just every trick in the book before I get to half court. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Right, so they look at that cool ass MF right there. Look at that cool ass MF right there. And when I decided to become a DJ, I just used the name DJ. I chose to call myself DJ Kool and spell it with a K.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And around what time was this? What time period was this?
Oh man, that was early 70s.
Okay.
So I don't know, 72, 73, something like that.
So we'll just say early 70s. We'll just say it like that. Yeah.
Early 70s.
Right. Now, DC, you're from DC. Is Anacostia, Southeast?
Across the bridge from Anacostia. I'm from the area of Southeast that they call Capitol Hill.
Okay.
Nowadays.
Okay. All right. Now, when you started spinning, describe the scene at the clubs or discos. Describe that a little bit.
Well, in 1977, I was working for a mobile DJ company called the Sound Service. Shout out to Dr. Ashton Reeves. That was his situation. And the music that we played, that was really moving people back in those days, was more so funk music and disco music. Urban music had not been created yet. That didn't come around until like 1979. Hip hop, go-go, stuff like that. Anything that would be put under the umbrella of urban music, or what they call urban music. So we were playing funk music and disco music.
Wow. Some of the similar situation what was going on down here a little bit as well. I was a little too young to be DJing at that point. I didn't start until 81, but I got into it from listening to all the music, the funk music, and I mean, we heard Chuck Brown, busting loose. We didn't realize that was the prelude to go-go. We didn't realize that. We didn't even know it, just like I'd said before, I think you and I talked, when I talked to Big Tony, and he was like, well, we didn't call it go-go back then. It was just DC funk music,
right,
and whatnot. So you're out there spinning and everything. So is it safe to say, or is it correct to say that okay, during this time, you got EU, you got Trouble Funk, you got, a lot of the go-go bands just starting up around that time?
Uh, Chuck Brown and Trouble Funk initially, 1979. I think Rasmus came around that time, maybe shortly after. EU, believe it or not, started out as a rock band.
Really?
Like a rock funk band.
Wow, I never knew that.
Initially, yes, they had an album called Experience Unlimited, and they had this, I don't know, this kind of hybrid kind of creature that they had. I don't know where they got that image from, but that was on the first album, and their music used to play on like adult contemporary or like jazz radio back in the day. We had a station here, well, we still have the station called WHUR that was playing a lot of that music.
Oh, okay. Chuck
Brown was the one that told Sugar Bear, man, stop playing that, stop playing this right here. Everybody was coming off of Chuck Brown.
Okay.
Everybody. Trouble Funk was a top 40 band that used to open for Chuck Brown. He influenced them to start playing go-go. Rare Essence, growing up, listening to Chuck Brown. They used to call themselves the Young Dynamos, coming out of Dunbar High School in Southeast DC. That's where they're out of. Everybody wanted to emulate what Chuck was doing.
I think I have some cousins that went to Dunbar High School. They lived up in Southeast, right off of Pennsylvania, up in a neighborhood back up in there. You and I talked about it was like a strip mall. I can remember when I used to go see them. We used to walk to the strip mall, going to one of the, I think it was an ice cream shop or something over there. It's been so many years ago, and we used to slide down the escalators that were outside. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world to do, and whatnot. But I believe they went to Dunbar. I think they did. I gotta recheck that. But great. So when did the word go-go start?
Was it no? They went to Ballou High School, not Dunbar. Dunbar is northwest or northeast DC, northwest DC. They went to Ballou High School in Southeast. I'm sorry.
But I'm hearing
is out of Ballou High School.
Okay, but I've heard Dunbar High School a lot.
Dunbar's in Northwest.
Okay, Northwest. Okay, maybe something else is connected there, but I'm not really sure what that is as far as on my end and whatnot. But cool. So when was the word go-go used to where the world would reference what's going on in DC by the word go-go?
I mean, Chuck Brown was busting loose. You know what I mean? And see, I tell people, okay, 1979 is when this song came out. And I don't know, I guess you'll probably have to talk to some of the elders that are even older than me as to how this whole thing came about. But musically, as far as I'm concerned, Bustin' Loose was a disco record.
Right.
That's where they marked go-go, like the beginnings of go-go music act. But technically, from a musical standpoint, Bustin' Loose was a disco record.
And I can see that. I can definitely see that, because if you compare that to, the go-go records, like I would just say Pump Me Up, which to me, Pump Me Up was more of a rap go-go song to me, because it was the majority of it was they were rhyming, which the rhymes were great. I mean, they really were. I think people slept on that a lot, how great the rhymes were. And then, of course, when you hear Trouble Funk doing the live, the one with the 4 albums set that was live, that was another one where you really heard what go-go music was and how long it lasted. And I mean, just that right there, then you say, okay, well, then that's what go-go is. So when you compare that to Bustin' Loose, then there you can make discern the difference right there.
Right. Hearing that in concert series project that Trouble Funk put out, and then the Saturday Night Live project that they put out, yes, that's go-go music. You know what I mean? But then all the other singles that Chuck Brown came out with after Bustin' Loose, a lot of these songs were cover tunes that he did. They just put the percussion up front in the mix.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's where your go-go sound comes from. Even though a lot of people don't know that Chuck Brown at one time was in a Latin music band called Los Latinos. And that's where he got the sound from as far as, you know, putting the percussions on top and everything. Because back in the disco days, a lot of those breaks in those records, remember they had them percussion breaks in the records where they would break down with the percussion? Yeah, that all comes out of disco and Latin music and stuff like that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we were sampling. A lot of that, you know, that's where the sampling breaks came from, or the breaks that they were playing, like what Kool Herc was doing when he was just, you know, playing the breaks of the songs, just extending the breaks, and Flash doing the same thing, you know, and all that. So, yes, all of that reaches to that. And see, people have to realize, too, that go-go plays such a big part in hip-hop music, in rap music. Played a huge part in the early 80s to mid-80s and on into the late 80s. A huge part, and even into some of the 90s. You know, it played a huge part, and you were a part of that as well. The music ain't loud enough. Explain that record and your first single that you came out with, I mean, which was a smash, and I want to make sure people understand that was a smash hit record.
Thank you.
It was. I mean, the music ain't loud enough. And I mean, the elements of how you did it, I mean, we could just talk all day. I mean, I hear the SP12 in it, or 1200. I believe it was a 12, though, at that time. But I heard the SP12 because I can tell by the hi-hats. And then, you know, it's just, it was a distinct sound that didn't sound like a sample. It didn't sound like it at all. It's just, it was something else in it that you did that was just, till this day, is phenomenal to me.
Well, it was the fact that I used to sample beats from go-go records.
Right.
And I was the first one to incorporate that style of production.
Right.
There was early go-go hip-hop records, but they were done with live instrumentation. The Curtis Blow Trouble Funk song, I'm Chillin'.
I Rule the World. I Rule the World as well.
And If I Rule the World. Also, the Curtis Blow EU combination with Party Time.
Yes.
Right? But nobody did it using all samples until Music Ain't Loud Enough came out in 1986.
Right.
All samples I used, let me see, three samples from three go-go records. One was EU, the intro beat from the Cabbage Patch.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I used, I don't know, maybe like a synthesizer hit, like from a Moog synthesizer hit from a Junkyard Band song, which was Sardine.
Okay.
And then I used another break from from a Trouble Funk sample, Fourth Gear, in the hook. When you hear Music Ain't Loud Enough, pump up the volume, which was me and my god sisters, by the way, doing that part. Shout out to Sharice and Judy. You know, I was like, look, we gonna do that. They were like, what? They'd never been in the studio before. I took them in, we did that hook. But if you listen to the sample that's going up under the hook, that is Fourth Gear by Trouble Funk.
So what got you into making a record? I mean, did Deke just meet you and say, hey, let's make a record?
It was something like that. Well, you know, Deke was an independent record promoter outside of him being, you know, having his own label or what have you. Mm-hmm. And he used to come around to all the different clubs and service all the DJs. So he used to come to this one club that I was working at the time in particular called The Room. I was at The Room from 82 to 86.
Right.
So this had to be around 1986 when he came down there and said, yo, you ever been in the studio before? I said, yeah, I did a couple of things with this one and that one. He said, well, I want you to come in and do a mix on a group that I have called 0 Hour. So while I'm in the studio, working with the mix engineer, assisting in the mix of the song, he said, you ever thought about making records? I said, yeah. I said, I always wanted to use being a DJ as a stepping stone to become an artist. And he was like, all right, I'm going to give you an opportunity to do just that. And I had one of those little, I guess, epiphanies. Remember the line in the song where Prince said, "I was dreaming when I wrote this"?
Yeah.
Give me I go straight. I had one of those moments. I dreamt up every sample and every lyric, the whole arrangement for the song. The music ain't loud enough. We came in the next day. I had a stack full of records, and I just said, "All right, we're gonna sample this. We're gonna sample this," and then I just started producing the whole thing. And the music ain't loud enough was born 1986.
Wow.
We charted Billboard that year. Got low on the charts, but we was on there. We was in that top 100. And yeah.
Wow. And that's a story. That is a story.
1986. A lot of people think it's 1988, but it is not. Because by the time 1988 came around, okay, let me see, music ain't loud enough. What the hell you come in here for? 87. How low can you go? 88. So I tried to make sure that I dropped a single every year until time for me to drop the album. Reggae Dance came out in 1990, and that was the same year that the whole full-length project, Music Ain't Loud Enough, the full-length came out in 1990. But by then, I had like 3-4 singles out.
Right. Okay.
And all of them hit the Billboard somewhere.
So, okay. So it's about 1989. The album is still, it's still smoking. It's still doing it. It's still burning. It's still doing it. You were, and I remember seeing in Black Radio Exclusive where you were going around doing your promo tours and stuff. Because I saw your whole crew that you had in there. And whatever happened to your crew? I mean, I guess they just moved on, right?
Yeah, everybody's all over the place, man. Let me see. DJ Gary L. Drew is working for DCPR, which is DC Department of Recreation.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there with them 40 years.
Wow.
Music Ain't Loud Enough came out 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Let me see. Chewy, last I heard, he was working for the fire department. He was one of the dancers.
Right.
Halo, I think he is a licensed barber. Been doing that for many years. DJ Mellow T, he's still running around. I don't know what he's doing right now, but he's still moving around. Let me see, Kenny Cass, which was another one of our dancers. He is a very well-known fashion designer nowadays. Kenny Cass Customs.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so everybody's doing their thing now, and then back then, I'm trying to go back because I kind of lost track a little bit. Trying to show some of the comments going on here. And everybody's Cricket says what's up. DJ Cricket says what's up. He's one of your biggest fans. And what and everything. Cricket does the sound systems for us when we do our gigs. He has monster sound system and whatnot. So yeah, monster. Definitely monster. Jay Carneal, peace and blessings to you. I saw you on here a few seconds ago, Jay. Great to see you as well. So it was a question. What was the question I had to ask you? And I can't believe it jumped up. Now, yes, here it is. This is what I wanted to ask. Where did you record your music at up in DC? Because I want to segue into, the type of recording that we did then compared to now. So where did you record at?
Music Ain't Loud Enough was done at a place called Studio Records back in the day.
Ah.
Yeah, the rest of the album was done with Funky Ned at what was the name of that? Funky Ned from Raz, and he now plays with a group called Push Play, which is on fire right now.
Wow!
Shout out to D Floyd and Push Play.
Okay.
I did a lot of stuff over at Ned's house. Ned used to live in Southeast.
Mm-hmm.
What's another place? It's up on Georgia Avenue. I forget the name of that place right now because that was way back. But everything after, like the rest of the songs on the Music Ain't Loud Enough, was me and Ned.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I used to get in with him, man. I would meet him at 12 o'clock, like 12 midnight. And we started at 12 and finished up 12 noon the next day.
Wow. That's work.
Crazy.
That's
Just
work.
Yeah,
that's work.
That's I'm work. Producing this whole thing and then, it's time to mix and whatnot. So then we start mixing. Then later on, we would master and yeah.
Man, so
I learned a lot from working with Ned. Shout out to Funky Ned, man.
I've heard that name, Funky Ned, before. I've heard.
Funky Ned was a bass player for Rasmus. He was the original bass player for Rasmus.
That's where it was. That's where it was.
He's an amazing musician and an amazing studio engineer.
Wow.
I learned a lot from Funky Ned.
So were these 24-track recording studios, or were they 8s? Were they 16s?
24s.
Okay. Now, I remember I went up to DC one year. This was years ago. And, you know, we talk about everybody got studios in their home. But in DC, you had a lot of home studios back then with 24-track recording machines in the basement and stuff like that. So to me, DC, back in those days, you had these studios around, and they were like, it was, put it this way, there were a lot of investing going on as far as putting a studio in your house. And they were mostly, I remember one I went to once in Landover, Maryland. And I just went up there for a second, and I forgot the guy's name. And man, he had
Rio Edwards, maybe.
No, it wasn't Rio, because I know Rio had one too, because he also had Future Records and stuff, because there was a group here in Richmond that Dr. Mix put on called the Deaf Force, and they made a song called Kick the Bass that we used to play. And Rio, they recorded at Rio's place and stuff. So I thought that was really cool, you know, from Richmond having us, you know, somebody like, you know, these groups that we had, because we had groups here, and they would record up there. So, and I can remember going to Omega Studios. Fresh and I and a friend of mine, Dre, we went up to Omega Studios because Max Kid's brother came to KIE and brought us Sluggo and some stuff in AM and FM.
Yes.
And he invited us up to Omega Studios to record with Africa Bambaataa and the album that he did. And I think the album was called Shout It Out. So we would have, that's when we met Africa Bam and some Zulu brothers and sisters. We met them, and they were recording. And the guy from AM and FM, he was playing the keys on it. We saw them, how they put it together. And this was my first time in a 24-track studio, which was, this was 80, 87, 88.
And shout out to Mike Hughes from AM/FM, who you're referring to right now.
Mike Hughes was his name.
Sluggo.
Yep, Mike Hughes was his name. I haven't seen him since that day.
He passed away, man, some years ago.
Oh, man. But may he continue to rest in peace. Wow.
Another guy that taught me a lot about, you know, how to work my way around the studio. So between Funky Ned and Mike Hughes, those are the guys, and a few chicks that I picked up from Rio Edwards. Those are the three guys that taught me, you know, how to work my way or move like around the studio. Those three guys right there.
Right. Oh, okay. In the background, everybody's WQ Mix Worldwide Radio. I'm talking to DJ Kool this evening, everybody, on a Friday evening, a sticky Friday evening outside. Some places we got some thunder boomers in the air, so y'all be careful if you're out there. And stay cool, everybody. Like my man DJ Kool. Thank you again, Kool, for being here. I appreciate it. In the background, you're hearing Rare Essence. No, you're hearing Reds and the Boys and Moving and Grooving. I can't make mistakes like that. I got to call them for what they are. Yeah, but we're talking about Go-Go. We're talking about Kool's beginnings and his first album. And the music ain't loud enough. I mean, we're just talking about a lot of that because a lot of that gets missed with your other successes that came on, like Clear My Throat, the 20-minute workout and all that. Yeah, I mean, you've had some successes, brother, and stuff. I mean, really. Now, here's something I want to ask you.
Excuse me, before you ask me that, I just want to throw this in there real quick. This is the 50-year anniversary of Go-Go.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, I just want to.
No, and I meant to hit that first, but I'm glad you did that. You got my back on that. Thank you so much. Now, okay, what was I getting ready to ask? Oh, snap.
Was it a DJ Kool question?
Yes, it was. I got it. I'm getting better at it. Oh, boy, I hear thunder out there. The 20-minute workout. No, let me clear my throat.
Okay.
Where was that recorded?
That was recorded in Philadelphia at a show that we did in Philadelphia at a place called Bahama Bay. They had an outdoor event in the parking lot of the actual club. It was a beach party theme, and they had sand out there and volleyball nets and all that other crazy kind of stuff. And they said they had an estimated 5,000 people out there that day. Nobody knew that we were recording that song that day. Nobody.
Because there is not a controversy, but there's a thing going on that it was recorded at Ivory's here in Richmond.
20-minute workout was recorded at Ivory's.
Okay.
The concept of Let Me Clear My Throat was recorded at Ivory.
Okay.
The concept, but the actual song was recorded at Bahama Bay. That's why I get in that shout out.
There you go. Well, now we got that clear, because I've been seeing a lot of people say, oh, that was recorded at Ivory. And I was seeing some posts, and I'm like, and then somebody said, no, that was recorded in Philly. And then I said, okay. And then I checked it, and I saw that it was Philly. But I'm glad that you set the record straight on that.
Well, I've recorded several songs like in different places. We recorded, I got that feeling in Baltimore, the place called Hammerjack. Shout out to Frank Ski, he was there that night. Once again, 20-minute workout was recorded live at Ivory. Shout out to Steve Brandt.
Shout out to Steve.
Let me see. When I flipped It Takes Two for me and Fat Man Scoop, that was recorded live in Tampa, Florida. I think I was at BET Studios or something like that.
Okay.
I have a line dance song that's been moving around in the line dance community since about 2020 called Cha Cha Cha. We recorded that live in Richmond.
Wow.
Shout out to Mr. G. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, I know a lot of times, Kool, you do some recording and stuff here, and you collab with some guys here. Like, got a shout out to my man, Spade Black. Got a shout out to him and everything. Well, how do you... with recording here, recording in DC, and various other places, I guess I'm not going to ask you what's your favorite, because I'm sure you love them all. But recording back then and recording now, let's go there with it.
Uh-huh.
What's missing to you?
Well, you got to remember, like back from Music Ain't Loud Enough, from What the Hell You Come in Here For, like the stuff that I did in the 80s, those weren't live recordings. That was all studio, all analog, and all of that. By the time I got to 20-minute workout, which was 1994, that's when the live recordings came.
Right.
Okay? So it's a different kind of energy. You know what I mean? And then, like back in the 80s, we were using a lot of analog equipment. By the time I was doing songs like 20-minute workout and all that, all the digital stuff, had started to come into play. So, it was a little bit different sound, a little bit cleaner, but I always wanted to try and keep that little grit in there. That's why I like doing these live records that I'm doing. And I'm the only one doing live records in hip-hop.
Right. And I guess
that's coming from my go-go background.
That's what I was getting ready to say. And that is reflection of the go-go. Mm-hmm. The go-go records and the go-go scenes and things of that nature. I am glad to see they have a go-go museum in DC. I haven't gone yet, but I am happy to see that. I'm really, really happy to see that. Ollie Moody says, much respect, DJ Kool and Bravador. Great interview.
Thank you.
Shout
out to Ron Moulton. He is the curator for the Go-Go Museum. In my personal opinion, I think he's doing a great job. You know what I mean? And that's just it. That's really all I have to say about that part.
Gotcha.
Also, I just got a call. Let me know that I'm going to be one of the new inductees into the Go-Go Music Hall of Fame. That's going to be in October.
Oh, wow. What day is that going to be? You don't know the exact
date? That's going
day?
to be October the 14th. It's on a Wednesday.
That's my brother Chip's birthday. That's on a Wednesday. I might have to try to make it up there for that. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see that. I'd like to be up there for that,
So right now, like 2019, I was inducted into the Hip Hop Music Hall of Fame.
Right.
Now, we got Go-Go Music Hall of Fame. So I guess I can pat myself on the back a little bit, which I don't normally do that. But I think that's an accomplishment, being the first DJ in this area to be inducted to the Hall of Fame and, for two different genres of music.
Well, yes, you should pat yourself on the back. I feel that way a lot about me. I'm not on the level that you're on, but with what I've done, people always say, man, you need to pat yourself back. I feel the same way. I can, but I don't really concentrate on that much because I'm just want to concentrate on keep doing and keep it moving. As Grandmaster Caz used to say to me when I met him years ago, he said, man, I just keep it moving. So that I just want to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate any accolades I get. But you deserve every single accolade that's out there for you, man. You definitely, I mean, because you help carve I can say you help carve people's lives. DJs that came after you because of you. I mean, man, we got to give you, man, you represented DC Go-Go well, and a DJ and an artist, and everything. I mean, that's why you're in demand still. I mean, it comes out, man. It definitely comes out, and stuff. You and I and everybody, this is, of course, I want y'all to hear everything I'm saying here with this. But the last time Kool and I really sat down and talked and really build was at Power 92 with Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas. Got to shout him out. Lorenzo would always have me on his show back in those days. I brought hip-hop records to him. I brought other things. He had me do mixes and things of that nature. And one day, Kool is there, and Kool and I sit down, and we were just building and whatnot, and just a great conversation to have with this gentleman. And I can't think of too many people that I've sat down and had great conversations like with you, and other people. It's not that many, but at the same time, you're one of those that not only do you learn something from you, but it's just good company, especially talking about this music business, how it has changed so much over the years, and whatnot. And to be able to survive through all of this is saying something, and that's you.
Thank you. Some guy came up to me the other day and said, Kool, man, like, the fact that you've been in this industry so long and have been able to stay consistent or relevant, I guess, as you have. He said that needs to be studied.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, man, but I don't know. I guess to quote, Grandmaster Caz, man, I'm just keeping it moving, man. That's it. I'm doing what I do best. That's it, man.
Well, staying relevant in this climate these days, it can be difficult. It can even on the level that I'm on, it can be difficult. And the thing that I've realized, like I look at a lot of the other go-go groups in DC, and they're still around doing their thing. Reds and the Boys, of course, Trouble Funk, Big Tony, Trouble Funk, Rare Essence, EU. I seen Juju, and I hadn't seen Juju in years, and I see he's still hitting those skins, man. I mean,
he's still doing it, working with EU. Reds and the Boys actually stopped doing what they were doing in the 80s. Rest in peace to Reds. I actually went to junior high school with them, believe it or not. Randall Junior High School. That's like a little fun fact.
Right.
But the rest of them, Trouble Funk still moving around. EU still doing the butt. You know what I mean? Rasses still killing it. Chuck Brown Band is still representing,
right.
Keeping a legacy alive for their father and whatnot. And everybody after that, man, Go-Go is still moving. You know what I mean?
So you said Red.
I'm glad to be a part of it. Like for me, a lot of people call me the bridge because I'm right in between hip hop and go-go. Dougie Fresh came up to me one night and said, Kool, he said, I want to tell you something. He said, you're the only artist out here for a lot of years that been able to move seamlessly between hip hop and go-go the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what I am like.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. I mean, I agree 100%. Now, let me go back to, you said Reds and the Boys, they're not doing it anymore? I thought...
No, Reds and the Boys, over. That was in the 80s. Reds passed away God, was that early 90s or so, I think? Somebody chime in the comments. I don't know if it was late 80s or early 90s when Reds passed away, but Reds and the Boys haven't done anything since the 80s.
Okay, I must have just saw some other stuff. Maybe some of the members, I saw them somewhere or what have you. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah, I did not, and I might have been getting them mixed up with might rare essence. But no, I wouldn't get no. I'm not gonna say that either. But either way, I'll deal with that some other time.
Yeah, they definitely made a mark though in the 80s for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Rest in peace to Reds. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't know this. Early on, Reds played with rare essence for a moment.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the lead guitarist. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, that's all right, man. That's all right. I'm trying to think. I want to make sure because I sent you a list, but then I'm trying to go off the top of my head with this list. All right, okay. So we talked about analog recording and then going into digital and all of those things and what have you. Do you find it being difficult because you know, like you say, you've done your live stuff, and I think the last one of the things I heard that you did also was the block party with Chuck Brown before he passed.
Yes.
And I love that song. Man, I love that song. I mean, it's just, oh my gracious. I love that song. And
Produced by Ducky Thompson, rest in peace.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I spend that on WQ Mix Worldwide. I'd spend that. How was it working with the Godfather, Chuck Brown? How was it?
It was amazing. Chuck was like a father to all of us. You know what I mean? Like, anytime Chuck came around, like, you could just feel, like, his presence. You know what I mean? He had a very strong presence, but it was a very loving, kind of father-like vibe that was coming off of him. You know what I mean?
Right.
He would guide you in the right direction, but at the same time, if you got out of line, he would check you too. I never got checked by him because I never put myself in position to be checked by him, but I've seen a lot of people get checked by him.
What'd you say? You behaved yourself, huh?
Yes, indeed. Chuck used to say, "Boy, you my favorite little DJ."
You know,
Chuck, man.
Everybody that met him, that was in his presence, they felt him. You know, they did. They definitely felt him. I remember my brother told me, Chuck and Kirby Carmichael here, which everybody knows, legendary DJ here, and my brother at WNT. Well, Chuck, I think it was the last time Chuck came here, and he called. My brother wasn't at the show, but Kirby was there, and Kirby called Chip up. He said, "Chip, I got somebody want to holler at you." He said, "Chocolate Chip." He said, "Man, who the hell is this?" He says, "Chuck Brown, man. Come on, baby." He was like, "Oh, man." You know, but Chip wasn't expecting that. Just the phone call. It was just, you felt Chuck, you know, and stuff. You just felt Chuck. And I mean, I can remember I met him one time in passing. I did. And whatnot. But I didn't really see him anymore after that. But it was a shock when he passed. When he transitioned, it was a shock. And whatnot, but I am glad to see, just like you said earlier, I'm glad to see his band is still doing it. They're holding it open, you know, and everything. I just, that's a great thing. It really, really, truly is.
As a matter of fact, next Saturday is his birthday, and we've been doing an event for the past, I think this is the 12th or 13th year now, a thing we call Chuck Brown Day.
Okay.
And we were doing it at Chuck Brown Park early on, but now they're doing it at Fort DuPont Park in Southeast DC now, and it's always an amazing event. It's hosted by the Chuck Brown Band, and they always have a host of other go-go bands to perform.
That's a great event.
So that's going to be next Saturday at Fort DuPont Park for all the people that are here in this area. Next Saturday, you need to be there.
And if you're here and you want to take a trip up to DC and go and just be a part of a great event, hey,
it'll be worth it.
Hey, trust me. Listen.
I promise it's a free event. You know what I mean? So just roll up.
Listen.
Pull up, as they say.
That might be something I'll pull up on. Yeah, next weekend.
Promise you, it's gonna be well worth it next Saturday. I think it's Junkyard Band, Backyard Band, Major League. Who else? DJ Flex is hosting. The A-Team is performing. Somebody else performing too. It's gonna be nuts. Chuck Brown's Day Brother is crazy every year. It's a big family reunion type situation. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I might have to check that out. Matter of fact, my brother up there, I may tell him, hey man, let's go to this. We might just come on up there. That he's already up that way. He's already up there. So yeah, I may. Yeah, that sounds like something good to do. That's something. Listen, everybody, this is Bravador Live.
They want to do this, but they can't. WQ Mix Worldwide Radio.
Thank you, Mr. Carneal, and it's WQ Mix Worldwide Radio providing the backdrop sounds to Bravador Live with my man DJ Kool. We've been on here for about 45 minutes, just talking to Kool and just talking about the old days of the music ain't loud enough on up to pretty much now. And speaking of now, Kool, what is going on with you now?
I'm shifting gears musically for a moment. I am working on a dance music project, believe it or not.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you know what? I can hear you now. My phone died.
Excellent.
I can hear you now.
That's what's up.
How did that happen? Wow.
I don't know, man.
Everybody, we were trying to figure out what was going on before. We couldn't hear. I couldn't hear Kool, but my phone just died, and now it went through. That is some crazy ish, man.
Look at God.
Well, don't let me say that ish again. Yeah, thank you, God. Thank you so much. Thank you. Forgive me for saying ish. Please forgive me. Hey, I got a shout out to my man Booney from American Express, the beatbox and singing extraordinaire brother Booney Corbin. My man, peace and blessings. Thank you so much for being here and checking us out. Please share, everybody. We're going to be on here a little bit longer. Please share, everybody. Please share. I got DJ Kool on here. And it's just an honor to have him and to talk to him. So you got a dance project coming up.
Yes, it's called DJ Kool's House Party Project. And it's going to be all about dance music this time. House music, like 80s and 90s inspired house music. 70s and 80s inspired disco. You might have a little Afro beats in there, a little Jersey club in there. You know what I mean? Some of the house songs have like EDM elements in there, so some of these songs are going to feel more so pop than anything. So I'm kind of aiming this at the iHeartRadio crowd, the Sirius XM crowd, channels 51 through 54. You know what I mean? Okay. That plays a lot of like funk music and stuff like that, and house music. And so I just want to peep in that room for a minute.
Oh man, that's going to be hot, man. That's going to be hot. Kool. I'm gonna say this. I would like to work with you someday. Once I get the studio finished and I start doing my productions again. Let's talk a little bit later. You know, when I get up and run into where I got it in my heart again, as far as my confidence, because I don't want to give you any old thing. So I'd like to work with you on something if it's possible, for the future. That may be something, maybe next year, something like that. I always, actually, I never told you this, but I always wanted to, even Fresh, I believe Fresh and I had talked about it years ago, wanted to work with you on a project, and everything. So, I remember the days I did stuff with the Alliance and did stuff at First Priority and whatnot. So I'm bringing a lot of that back. I've got productions, man, that are still in a container. Matter of fact, it's right over there. I still got them. I still got the 5 1/4 floppies for the SP12 of all these things. These are productions that were never put out. And
that Alliance, was that Bustin' Loose?
Bustin' Loose.
Bustin'
Loose.
That was hot. I played that record.
Man, let me tell you something. KC did his thing producing that. And,
I never knew who produced that record, but I say, all right, this one hot.
Yeah, he went by King of Chill then.
Okay.
And he's Creepy Clown now. He was on the Headquarters show with Preem
Okay.
on XM. He was on that show with them. But every time I'm in Brooklyn, I hit up KC and we hang out and stuff like that. And he always asks me, man, what you doing lately, man? You know, he keeps a foot in my back to let me know, man, you got to get back to work. And that's what I'm doing. So between tomorrow and next weekend or next week, I'm going to be trying to, wrap this construction thing up at the studio so I can move stuff in. And I've got machines I've built already to do the recordings and stuff. So I just have to do that, and I'm getting ready to do it. So for the fall and winter and what have you, it's getting ready to happen. It's getting ready to happen. So yeah, the Alliance project, Bustin' Loose, we can get used to this. I co-produced that with KC. Down to Earth was a piece that I produced. Positive K wrote the lyrics to it and what have you. So I actually have the original We Can Get Used to This that I had submitted to them. It was a lot faster. KC said, okay, that's cool, because the sound I was given, see, people don't realize Richmond, Central Virginia had their own hip hop sound as well. We didn't have a lot of the equipment that we needed, but we made our own sound. And Fresh was one of the ones that kind of orchestrated that too. So he was digging it in a way, because Richmond's sound back then was like a little bit of Miami bass and some of the New York swag to it as well. Okay. So from there, we I put that together. We can get used to this, but KC was like, all right, let me, can I do this with it? So he slowed it down, and then he did a couple things with Led Zeppelin and whatnot. He kept the keyboard sample in it and everything, and he put it together, and he put his own flair to it. So I'm like, you know what? Go with it, and it was cool with me. It was cool. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, man, that album was fun. It's very rare. I think I'm the only one right now, besides Mr. Nat Robinson himself. I sent it to him. I actually remastered that album. I remastered it and what have you, because see, this is a technique that I learned. If you're gonna put something on CD or remaster it, you don't take it off the record. You take it off the cassette.
Right.
You take it off the cassette. Now you got to make sure whatever cassette deck you recorded from, that is right. You got to make sure
the hands got to be clean and everything.
Demagnetized and everything. Plus, you need a pitch control on there, because what I did was, matter of fact, RJ had lent me his cassette deck, and no, I think I fixed his cassette deck. That's what it was. But I had the Alliance album on cassette, still sealed in the plastic. I unraveled it. I put it in the deck, and I went inside of it where the pitch was, because the pitch is on a rheostat on the board. And I don't want to go too deep on it, but either way, I played the actual album and I synced the album with the tape. So the album was on the 1200 in the green on the actual speed, and I matched it on the tape with it. So the speed is accurate. I did it that way, and then I just burned it to, I had one of those CD burners that was a component one. Not the computer one, but the component one. Burned it to that. I ripped it down into, I think it may have been Steinberg. I might have did it in. I can't remember. But I cleaned it up. I took all the tape hits out. I enhanced it, and I got the remaster of it. And I'm telling you, it came out really good. Matter of fact, did I send it to Milk also? I may have. I don't think I sent it to Milk yet, but I need to send it to him, because there was no CD printed of that album. There was no CD. No CD. It was CDs of Light, Audio 2. But there was, as far as the Alliance, it was no CD printed. I wish it was. The Basement Flavor, they've got a CD of that, and I got that. That's a rare CD. They're hard to find. I found one on eBay and got it.
Who was the Alliance?
The alliance was King of Chill, DJ Skill, and K Swift, all from
Okay.
Brooklyn. All from Brooklyn.
Okay.
And so yeah, man, I love working with those guys. This was, I learned so much, like you. I learned so much recording with KC. Urim Van Zandt, he ran Firehouse Studios, which he also recorded the Wu-Tang's first album.
Mm-hmm.
And he engineered that, and they recorded at his place, Firehouse Studios. It was such a sound, then it turned into Firehouse Studios in Brooklyn. And I learned so much from him as far as recording and stuff. So I had my folks that I learned, great recording skills from as well. And then, of course, Fresh taught me about drum machines and, recording that. And then we had our 4-track studio we would do. Because, see, in Richmond back then, we didn't have any recording studios that we could afford. We only had one, and they wanted an arm and a leg every hour to record. So we couldn't afford that. So we actually did our record in Hopewell at Think Tank Studios. That was an 8-track recording studio. So I did a lot of 8-track recording. Did some 24 a little bit later, and never did a 16-track recording, which I wanted a 16-track in my house, but wasn't money won't flowing like that. You know what I mean? Money was not flowing like that at all. But folks like my man Booney Corbin right here, American Express, Coolie T, all of them that did stuff under August Moon, they recorded in a 24-track. They actually went to Sigma Town in Philly and recorded. So a lot of our groups here, they did record in good studios out of town and what have you. And then I went down to Master Sound and recorded with Phil Man and NS Pot in the 90s and whatnot. That's the same recording studio that now Pharrell and them have, along with Rob Walsh and what have you. So, and then of course here you have Martinez now. You got Black, Spade. They got their recording.
Rhythm Shack. Rhythm Shack.
You got Rhythm Shack.
Sir. Shout out to Spade.
Man, Spade has
That's my brother right there, believe it or not.
I believe you. And he's done a phenomenal job in recording artists and stuff. A phenomenal job. I remember he used to listen to my tapes of my productions, and he used to like to play my productions in his Jeep. I remember that. So, the recording situation has changed so much, a lot for the better. But to me, it's just, I'm still, like I always talk about it. And I even asked you, I'm looking for a 24-track machine, a tape machine. I'm really looking for one. And I hope to find me a 2-inch machine. I had a couple of them I could have pulled the trigger on, but I just didn't do it. They can
be a little bit pricey because they're so rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing of it is, they're not pricey to the fact of when they were brand new. They were $25,000 brand new.
Right.
So they're not like that, but it's just that, you gotta watch your pennies these days. And stuff. It's Bravador Live, everybody. My special guest has been DJ Kool. We've been here just about an hour. Kool, anything else you want to say, man?
Oh, man, thank you. Thank you for all the listeners and all the supporters that been rocking with me from day one. You know what I mean? Especially in places like Richmond, Virginia, man. Shout out to Steve Branch and all them folks down there, man. Shout out to the great Jose and
man, absolutely. The great Jose.
Man. Go down to Petersburg. Shout out to Mouse Jones and
Mousy, yep.
Man. All the great DJs and whatnot in that area, man. There's too many to mention. Y'all know exactly who you are. All of y'all. I was just down there last week with Chaco for his birthday. Had a great time.
Chaco is probably going to choke me when he sees me because I was supposed to be there, but I had to do something on a humbug. I had to run out of town real quick, and I wasn't able to make it. And I really wanted to make it and what have you, and I just couldn't make it and stuff. So I gotta make it up to him somehow, some way. I gotta make it up to Chaco.
Yep.
Because
a lot of good people down in that area. A lot of them, yes, have always been supporting me. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to Skills on his Grammy win.
Absolutely.
He kind of snuck up on everybody with that one. I was like, what? He got that for spoken word? Well, it's kind of like what he does, but just in a different form. You know what I mean? Yes. He's always been a wordsmith. He's always been very, very talented with that. So congratulations to him. And yeah, man, just thank you for all of y'all. Next year will be 50 years for me in this industry. Next year.
How do you feel
2027 for me starting professionally in 1977.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel?
I'm blessed, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for choosing me. You know what I mean? And, you know, a lot of people say, Kool, man, you should be such and such and such and such. And I'm like, well, you know what? When it's time for me to be on that level that you're talking about, God will make sure of it.
That's right.
You see? And so he's preserving me for some reason. I mean, a lot. You know how many artists have come and gone since I've been in this industry?
It's been yeah.
I'm talking about some well-known people. You know what I mean? People just coming and going, and I'm still, thank God, I'm still floating around, moving around here. You know, once again, that's why this is not a reinvention of myself musically. What I'm about to do with this new project. It's just an extension, you know, just kind of showing like the different levels, you know what I mean?
Right.
Of what I can do. And so, matter of fact, on that Music Ain't Loud Enough album, is the song called House Your Body.
Yep.
Where I sampled a bunch of like classic house records and put that together and made a house joint. I always wanted that to be a 12-inch, but by the time that actual thought came to mind, like, you know, my situation was over with Creative Funk, which that was over in 1992. And that's when I picked up with CLR Records, and, you know, songs like 20-Minute Workout, I Got That Feeling, Let Me Clear My Throat, and all that came out on CLR. Shout out to Steve Janis.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He was the guy. Yep, him and John Kaminsky. That was their situation, CLR Records. So yeah. So, yeah, we're going to do this dance music thing for a minute, and then, you know, later on we'll come back to the hip-hop. Well, I ain't going nowhere. I'm just, you know, I'm looking in this room right here for a minute. What's going on, you know, with this dance music for a minute? You know what I mean?
And it ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean,
that's all it is.
Look, ain't nothing wrong with that. I had to realize that years ago. That, you know, you pigeonhole yourself if you want. That's fine.
Right.
But at the same time, you got to reach out and do some things like, I got some projects with R&B I'm going to be doing. I got some maybe some smooth jazz stuff I'm going to be doing. It's a few things I'm going to be doing. And, you know, with all that said, you know, you just, you know, if you feel that you need to stretch it out, then you stretch out. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But, you know, if you want to, it shouldn't be a second thought. If you say, okay, I want to go ahead and I want to do some dance music, some disco sound and stuff. Yeah, okay, you should do it. You should do it. You should definitely do it. Hey, Shantae, how you doing? Great to see you. Hey, and she says, hello, Kool. Shantae,
shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Peace to all of y'all. And thank you once again for all your support through all these years.
Hey, Trip, what's going on, man? Great to see you, my man. I need to holler at you, brother. Yes, no doubt. One love. And, yeah, you know, my brother told me when I turned 50, you're in the second half of your life.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Now I'm 60. I'll be 61 in October. At this point in our careers, I think whatever it is that those of you looking at it is that you do, and if you're at the age that I am and the age that Kool is, look, you got to make it happen now.
Oh, yeah.
You got to make it happen. Got to make it happen now.
Yeah.
I mean, just keep trying until you get it. Just keep trying until you get it. I mean, just keep trying until you get it. Kool, it's been an honor. I hope to see you face to face soon. Maybe it'll be next weekend, you know, and what have you. Maybe we'll bump into each other because I know you come through Richmond quite a bit here and there and there and here. You know, so maybe we'll bump into each other. But, man, I appreciate you so much taking the time to talk to us, taking the time to talk about those days of Creative Funk Records and Deke DeBerry and the music ain't loud enough, you know, all of those things. I know I asked you anything last you want to say, just making sure it's nothing we missed. Anything? Oh, the date of what's going on next weekend. Say that again.
That is Chuck Brown Day at That is Chuck Brown Day at, what is the name of that doggone park again? Boy, I got so many things going on in my mind right now. It's
You and me
at
both.
Fort DuPont Park, right? And
Okay.
that is next Saturday, August 22nd. That is right on Chuck Brown's birthday. Chuck Brown was born August 22nd.
Okay. Hey,
Fort DuPont Park in the good Southeast.
If you're up there in DC, that's the place to be. If you're down here and you're going to be up in the area, hey, show up, show out, have a good time. Like I said, I may have to make a trek up there for that. That's going to be nice.
Promise you, if you like go-go music, this is where you want to be at, because it's going to be some of the best that ever done it at Chuck Brown Day next Saturday. I promise you that.
My man, that's great. That's great stuff.
All right.
Listen, thank you again, Kool. I appreciate it so much, you being here. Like I said, I hope to see you very, very soon, my man. All right?
All right. Thank you, El Bravador.
My man.
Till I'll see you next time, all right? Peace.
My man, peace and love.
Yes,
One
sir.
love. One love. Well, you saw it, everybody. My guest, DJ Kool. I appreciate that brother so much. Haven't seen him and talked to him in so many years, and it was great to just sit here and break bread with him, and you break bread with him. Absolutely. Yes, definitely. No doubt about it. Everybody, that's going to do it for this Bravador Live. It was a great one. It was definitely a great one. And we're going to do it again, probably next Friday. And you never know, I may have another guest coming up. I'm going to try to have a guest just about every show, if I can. Every live, because I don't like to call these podcasts, because to me, that's not what they are. But either way, I look forward to having some more guests here, definitely. In the background is WQ Mix Worldwide Radio. There's DJ MC Fresh on the mix, everybody. You want to check it out, go to WQMIX Worldwide Radio. You can Google it. You can play it straight from Google, or you can get the Live 365 app or the TuneIn Radio app. Just that simple. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. Please share this. Share. When we stop the broadcast, and it'll be to where you can just be on demand and grab it. Hey, share it. Share it. Please share it. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Y'all enjoy your evening. Great Friday to you. 8:04 is your time. Hey, it's Star Trek time. I'm going to watch Star Trek. Y'all take care. Enjoy yourself. Have a great weekend. Stay cool if you can, everybody. Stay cool. And thank you again to DJ Kool for being here on this Bravador Live. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good one. Peace and blessings. One love.